Michelle Pearson here from the Living Sun Food Show, and today I'm in Philadelphia. We are at Cacao Restaurant, which is the only traditional Venezuelan restaurant in the state of Pennsylvania. And I'm here with owner, Robert. And he's going to talk to us today about raw cacao and what he does here at the restaurant. So Robert, can you introduce yourself and let us know what you do here with cacao and why it's really important to you?
Yeah, no problem. My name's Bob Campbell. I'm the owner and the so-called chocolate guy here at the restaurant. I make hot chocolate from scratch. I also do a lot of truffles. But what I'm really proud of is the super juice that I make here. And I make this with raw cacao. It's right here. And this has been dried and fermented only. Usually it gets about 10 days of fermentation. It's Criollo cacao, which is the #1 crop in the world. There's Criollo, Forastero, and Trinitario. Criollo being the most expensive, it has the most flavor. Regardless of whether it's Criollo, Trinitario, or Forastero, they haven't proven which has more vitamins. But this is, right now, is considered to have more antioxidants than any other food in the world. It has 22 times more than red wine, 4 times than any of the green teas or black teas that they've tested. Blueberry, goji, acai, they're in the top 10, but this one's the monster. It has more magnesium than anything else in the world. Magnesium is responsible for keeping your bones strong. Also has sulfur, it has calcium, it has zinc, copper. It's a complete food. It's a fat, it's a protein, it's a carb, all in one. It's also very low in caffeine. To show you a roasted one here, you take the shell off. That one fell apart. But
you can get in a little closer so we can see this.
Yeah, if you take the shell off of the bean here, this is what contains the majority of the caffeine, which is actually less than decaf coffee here. But you can consume the shell. It's high in fiber. It's just roughage. They're actually using this now in companies that burn. It actually produces like a long burn. They're mixing it with like carbon and everything, and they're using it as an energy source. This here, though, the bean does still retain a little bit of caffeine, but it's a big misconception that chocolate's high in caffeine. It's not true. Merck's doing a study right now, whereas chocolate, the closer you keep it to the root raw, the better for you vitamin-wise. But they're doing studies on very dark chocolate, raw chocolate, and they're proving that it opens up your blood vessels, whereas caffeine, coffee, constricts your blood vessels. In Greece, they've also done a study on heart patients, people that have heart attacks, stroke victims, and they're testing these people on chocolate. I don't know if they're using raw, but I know they're using dark chocolate. They should be using raw.
Can you tell our viewers what the difference is between raw cacao and cooked chocolate?
Sure, like processed?
Exactly. What makes this better than, say, like a Hershey bar or some of the more expensive ones like, Green and Blacks or Lindt or whatever?
Well, everybody keeps talking about the chocolate bar, and I produce truffles myself and hot chocolates myself, which I try to keep them because I don't overcook them, so I don't kill all the antioxidants. But if you just want to bypass that, it's the difference between raw broccoli and yellow broccoli that you get on a buffet line. Of course, you're going to get more vitamins from raw. So the purest you can find, forget about the bars. This is the best source of vitamins because it hasn't been processed. It hasn't been cooked. Once you cook it, and once you process it, Dutch processed cocoa that most chocolatiers are using, what they do is they alkalize it. Once you alkalize cocoa powder, first of all, cocoa powder, I don't believe this either. They say, oh, cocoa powder, hot cocoa is better for you than hot chocolate. That's crap. Cocoa butter actually has good fats in it. It's kind of like olive oil. It lowers your cholesterol, if anything. So it's like avocado, olive oil. They are not bad fats. They're actually good for you. It's good for your skin and everything. But once you cook it and process it and extract the cocoa butter from it, and now you got this Dutch processed cocoa, alkalized cocoa powder, you have absolutely no vitamins left in it. It just looks nice. You can make pretty little objects out of it, but it does nothing for your body. And I'm here to explain why chocolate is good for you, not bad for you. This summer, we spent like 3 days in the jungle of Venezuela, in Barlovento, Venezuela, on the coast. And this is actually a Criollo pod here. This is where some of the best beans in the world come from. So the best I can do for you is a picture. I don't actually have a pod. Whether it be red, or yellow or like this greenish. It really doesn't matter. It takes about 5 to 6 months to ripen. Then they cut them off the tree here, and they actually just grow out of the tree. They grow off the branches as well, and they slice them open, and the actual pulp looks like that. It's like a white fish-like pulp. It doesn't yield much fruit. The majority of it is the skin of the pod and then the seed itself. And then once they ferment the seeds, they lay them out here. Sometimes they'll put them on banana leaves, but most of the time they'll just lay them out here on the sidewalk. They have slightly different techniques, but they haven't really changed since the Aztecs. And they have to sit out here for 10 days. What the fermentation does is it keeps it it keeps it from getting bitter. If you don't ferment it properly, then the cacao is very bitter. Now, a lot of times people say, oh, the bitter isn't good. It's not good for a chocolatier when you want to make a nice hot chocolate or a truffle, but it's good because the more bitter, it has more alkaloids in it, which gives you more vitamins. So people are afraid of things that taste strong or bitter to them, but it actually yields more vitamins when it is bitter like that. So this is not a drug, although you will feel like you're high on it. You consume enough of it. But I don't recommend you do it every single day because it will burn you out. You need to consume it when you need that energy the most. And mix it with other organic, very natural foods as well, so you have a balanced diet.
So where can people find out more about these drinks? Do you have a website or a blog we can send them to?
Yeah, my website is www.sazonrestaurant.com.
Can you spell that for us?
Sure. Sazon is spelled S-A-Z-O-N.
And then restaurant.
Restaurant, yeah, you can figure
We
it
would
out.
hope you know how to spell that by now.
With this, people, you don't want to just drink something like this and sit there and watch TV. You want to go out, take a walk. You know, I like to drink this, like a glass of this, and go out mountain biking. You know, I'm the type of person, I'm a highly energetic type person. If I drink 2 glasses of this, I'm not going to be able to read or focus. So I like to be outside and give me some kind of real stimulation, like real life stimulation. And I feel like hyper aware, very energetic, oxygenated. It's amazing.
Great. Well, thanks for your time today, Robert. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Yep, this is Michelle Pearson from the Living Some Food Show with
Robert Campbell from Sazon Restaurant.